Standing here with George, and we're at the 900 South Washington Abortion Mill and Falls Church, and I thought I'd ask you a little bit about what you do and what we're trying to do here at this facility.
Well, we get here about 6:45 in the morning and try to get here about the same time the death escorts get here. And the whole point of being here, I think, at that time is to try to get literature to the women who are coming in. The ultimate goal is to try to get them to not go in, but I think for the most part, a lot of women have their minds made up. Some don't. And we're here for those who don't, and maybe challenging those who think they know.
And what do you do as far as, you say you have some social work background?
I'm a clinical social worker, and my dad was big into this in Michigan, but over the years of doing clinical social work, had dealt with a lot of women who were suicidal, a lot of drug problems, a lot of promiscuity, and at the bottom of it was abortion. And I heard over and over and over again, which cemented it in for me in a realistic way, that, had people been there, had I known different, if I had the opportunity to do things differently, I would have kept the kid. So it really put flesh and blood to the theory that we talk about, that life is sacred from the womb. And, you hear over and over again, these women, it doesn't matter what their religious background was or whatever socioeconomic status they came from, it's pretty much the same story.
Yeah.
Over and over, and it just, like I say, it really impressed upon me to be here. And faith in action is where it is.
Good. Check this real quick. All right, good. We'll take it from, we'll make sure you're on the right frame. Okay. From your experience, are there many saves at the abortion mills, and have there been any here recently?
We get it occasionally. We had one a couple weeks ago that I was able to get the car to stop and backed up a little bit, and they were beeping horns and stuff like that. And I talked to the woman and her boyfriend, I think, is who it was, and they ended up going in, but came out about 5 minutes later, and she was crying, and the guy waved to me, and those are always really heartfelt. And then when we have a lot of people here praying, that we had another save where actually a Hispanic couple was walking up through the parking lot there, and obviously, since I don't know Spanish, I tried to give them some Spanish literature, and they were like, gracias, and there happened to be 3 Hispanic people there that overheard it. They came over, they talked to the couple, and the couple ended up going to a Catholic church with them to talk to the pastor. And what I gathered from that is that they were doing it only because they had no money, and they were set up with some funds, and that most definitely was a save. But I would say we average a save maybe every 3 weeks or so. But again, it's more so when there's more people here praying. So I would encourage people to put some feet power to their faith and show up here, because that's the most potent force that we have. And I can't encourage that enough.
Now, a lot of people say that we're the angry ones that are yelling at the people who are thinking of getting abortions, and that we're the violent ones. What's your experience with this movement?
Well, I just had, actually, this morning, one of the death escorts confronted me when we were yelling into a woman that there were options, and that she had the potential of really being hurt. And this woman said, how do you know? You're not a woman, you're an idiot, and everything else. And I just simply reminded her that if she felt so strongly about abortion, she could always make it retroactive.
And the event here this morning, it's a novena. Can you explain that a little bit?
Well, we've sponsored, or Lifeguard has sponsored a novena of 9 Saturdays here, and has encouraged churches around the area to participate. And that's primarily what I know about it. I think Ruby has covered that end a little bit better.
Okay, we'll be talking to Ruby later, so we can have her explain that a little bit more.
Yeah.
And how long have you been with Lifeguard?
About 2 years.
And Lifeguard is the organization that...
It's an umbrella organization that it's a nonprofit which was started really to protect people against lawsuits with the Joe Scheidler incident. That we are represented by Lifeguard, and so if for instance these folks were to try to sue us or anything were to happen, we're covered under that umbrella, and we're not out there as individuals.
Sounds good. All right. Well, thank you for participating. We're glad to have you on Pro Life News TV. This is Peter Shin from ProLifeNews.tv, coming to you from 900 South Washington in Falls Church, Virginia. I don't want to say my last name.
Right. There you go.
All right, let's do it again.
Okay.
Thank you for participating. We enjoyed having you here. I do a lot of cuts. Okay, try again.
All right.
Thank you for participating, and I enjoyed the interview with you and look forward to working with you in the future. My name is Peter. I'm with ProLifeNews.tv, and this is George, and we encourage you to come out to the facility here at 900 South Washington in Falls Church, Virginia. Testing, 1, 2. I'm Peter with ProLifeNews.tv, standing in front of the abortion mill at 900 South Washington in Falls Church, Virginia. We have interviewed some of the people here, and we're talking about how we're going to go about closing this facility and how we're going to reduce the number of abortions in this area through various projects like the Parish Project and Lifeguard. I'm Peter Shin with ProLifeNews.tv, standing in front of the abortion mill at 900 South Washington in Falls Church, Virginia. Today we have spoken with a few people that are involved in the project here to close this facility and to reduce the number of abortions in this area. We know that there are efforts like this, that there are many pro-life efforts around the country that challenge the culture of death and abortion, which we know kills human beings. But this is one of the areas that we believe where people need to get involved, get out into the streets, get in front of the abortion mills, and help discourage people from having an abortion. After all, we know what happens when they go inside this place is they're killing their children, and that's something they'll regret for the rest of their lives. So if we can help discourage them from doing that with our presence, then we believe that's a good thing, and we need to get as many people out in front of these abortion mills as possible. The event that they are putting on today is called a novena. The novena is one of the methods that's used to bring people from the various parishes and get them involved in the pro-life movements. The pro-life efforts aren't just Catholic efforts, they're also Protestant efforts. We call it the Parish Project, not because that we're only looking at it from the Catholic perspective, but also from the Protestant perspective as well. And we believe that people from all churches need to get involved. Anyone who has a pro-life point of view needs to unite and help end abortion and close these abortion mills around the country.